Hi folks, Wes here. Today I'm going to talk about how I'm crafting my Sorceress Foci. These are not meant to be for profit, and the Foci that I'm specifically crafting are for Archmage builds. So without further ado, let's get into it. For step one, we're going to be obtaining normal Thessalian, however you say it. We're obtaining Thessalian Foci. We need them to be at least level 80. You can pick these up off the ground while you're just mapping, or you can go buy them on trade for like 5 to 10 exalt a piece. For step 2, we are going to be using any orb of transmutation. It could be normal, greater, perfect. It really doesn't matter. The thing we're trying to do is hit a prefix. So it's just a 50-50 of whether or not it'll hit the prefix. And once we do that, then we can continue with the craft. So you just want one line on a now magic foci. Now, without further ado, we are going to just slam all of these with a greater orb of transmutation. You can use a normal orb of transmutation or perfect. Really doesn't matter. We're just hoping to hit prefixes on these guys such that we can roll the prefixes down. Now, if you hit a suffix, that's totally fine. For the sake of the video and the craft, we will just get rid of these. So we hit 3 prefixes, which is what we wanted. For step 3, now that we have our magic foci with 1 prefix and nothing in the suffix, we're just going to simply use a greater essence of alacrity. This will add tier 2 cast speed. Tier 2 cast speed is great. Quite simply, it's just going to be upgraded to rare, and it'll have 2 lines on it now instead of 3. Now, step 3 is to make these magic foci rare by adding the greater essence of alacrity, which will give us tier 2 cast speed, which is great. We like tier 2 cast speed. Tier 2 cast speed is wonderful. For step 4, we'll be activating an omen of sinestral crystallization. What this will do is it will target the prefix with the next perfect essence that we use. The next perfect essence that we're going to use is the essence of sorcery. This will add +3 to all spells, and it will remove whatever prefix we had previously. For step 4, we will be removing the prefix modifier that we have using an omen of sinestral crystallization and the perfect essence of sorcery. So now we have +3 on all of these guys. That's step 3 or 4. Step 5 will be to add a new random prefix. To do this, we'll be activating an omen of sinestral exaltation and just adding a prefix with an exalt orb. For the next step, we will be adding yet another prefix here. And it doesn't matter what prefix we have, so we're just using the sinestral exaltation, adding the prefix. There you go. Step 6 is to remove the prefix that we just added by using another omen of sinestral crystallization and a perfect essence of alacrity, which will now add the mana cost efficiency tag to the suffix. So our suffixes will be complete. It will have cast speed, +3 all spell, and the perfect essence of alacrity, which is the mana cost efficiency. The reason I like mana cost efficiency is because I'm playing Archmage, and Archmage adds a lot of cost to your spellcasting, so the mana cost efficiency helps cancel that out. Feels very good on our Archmage build, and that's what we're going with. Okay, for step 6, we'll be removing the next prefix that we added, and we'll be adding the perfect essence of alacrity, which will give us the mana cost efficiency. So we need to use another omen of sinestral crystallization and just tap all 3 of these. For step 7, we're going to finally add prefixes that we're going to keep. We're going to use an omen of homogenizing exaltation, an omen of sinestral exaltation, and an omen of greater exaltation to add 2 prefixes. We'll have all those active in our inventory, and then we'll click either a greater exaltation orb or a perfect exalted orb to add 2 prefixes. The prefixes that we're looking to hit is flat mana and % spell damage, but because there is a hybrid mana and energy shield, you could also hit that. So it's like basically I don't know, whatever chance that is, like 2/3 chance to hit the things that you want, or a 1/3 chance to hit the thing that you want. Anyway, we're going to add this mana tag and hopefully also hit the spell damage tag. But this is kind of random, so sometimes you'll need to try a couple of times across a couple of different foci that you're like picking up and crafting. This is not guaranteed. but you will at least guarantee to add mana tags and potentially add the spell damage tag, which is what we're looking for. Okay, for step 7, we will be adding our 2 prefixes here. We'll be using an Omen of Homogenizing Exaltation, an Omen of Sinestral Exaltation, and a Greater Exalted, or Omen of Greater Exaltation, and a Greater Exalted Orb. At least, if you're feeling spicy, you can use a Perfect Exalted Orb. But basically, we're trying to craft these en masse and hit some nice modifiers here. We can either hit percent spell damage, hybrid mana energy shield, or flat mana. I think the ideal for us is to definitely hit spell damage. So we're adding 2 modifiers out of 3 possible modifiers that we could add. So it's a pretty decent chance to hit the spell damage. So we'll just do that right now. And we can take either the flat mana or the hybrid mana. The mana is just like kind of nice. So here we hit double mana. Here we hit double mana again. And here we hit double mana again. A little bit unlucky on these, but that's okay. For step 8, the last thing we need to do is desecrate and unveil. We're looking for either the mana that we didn't hit, or if we didn't hit spell damage, then we're trying to hit spell damage. And it should be pretty straightforward. You just desecrate and unveil. You can use a preserved rib if you don't quite have a lot of funds, or if the item is looking really good, then I recommend using an ancient rib to try to guarantee higher modifiers. And the final step to finish off the foci is to desecrate them. And since these 3 didn't hit the spell damage like we had kind of hoped for, we're going to try to hope for hitting the spell damage here. And we don't like any of those, so that's fine. And we'll just take the maximum energy shield. That's not a very good foci. When we're hoping to hit the spell damage now that we missed the spell damage earlier on. There are ways to guarantee hitting the spell damage earlier on, but then it kind of becomes annoying to get the mana cost efficiency on there properly. And we're just trying to showcase a quick and easy way to craft these for yourself if you are kind of just getting started here. And on this one we hit a lightning damage, so lightning damage is pretty solid. This is tier 3 lightning damage. So this is probably the best one that we were able to craft out of these. Little unlucky on these crafts, but that's okay. You just pick them up off the ground. The homogenizing essence is pretty cheap. And if you want to guarantee the spell damage, you can, instead of adding the mana cost efficiency immediately, you can do the homogenizing slam, and that will guarantee tier 4 spell damage with a greater exalt. That's how I'm crafting my Sorceress Archmage Foci. There's definitely multiple ways to try to craft these, and I'm just trying to provide the most A to Z way of getting it done. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. I'm usually pretty active. I try to answer every comment when I get a chance to. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, folks. We'll see you next time. Peace.